Hello, everybody, and welcome to Nat20Hot Campaign 2 Electric Boogaloo. We are so glad that you are here with us, this intrepid band of heroes that I've got here on my right. We are so blessed that you decided to join us on this Wednesday night, a wonderful Wednesday night, Wednesday, April 9th. Not April the 8th or the 10th, but the 9th. And a lot of great things can happen on the 9th, which also includes watching Nat 20 Hot. If you're joining us for the first time, that's awesome. You know why? Because this is just the second episode of Campaign 2. If you want to know what we did before this, go ahead and log on to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/at Nat20Hot, where you can find all 100 episodes of Nat20Hot Campaign 1 taking place in the Yusan universe, also known as the Yusaniverse. And here we find ourselves in Campaign 2, set thousands of years prior, upon the Astral Sea, a world of piracy and adventure, and in between the competing civilizations, the storied and declining Chiadan Empire, and the burgeoning and industrious Hull Dominion, is the Rock of Brawl, where our story has begun, and we have met our band of merry men and women, including in the cheerful establishment of the Happy Beholder, our bard Freya, the young resident performer.
Chris. There, he's back.
I'm back. Hold on.
Yay. Hello.
I think it's like running voice
You have
mod
a
at the
blue
same
shirt?
time. Okay. In the cheerful establishment of the Happy Beholder, our bard Freya, the young resident performer, smooths talks the enigmatic and makeup-toting Argus, who is attempting to find a date for the evening, at least one with a fat coin purse. Elsewhere, the grinning blue and swarmy rat push their way through the busy streets of Brawl to investigate why a man turned up dead in the Rock's gravity field with an item desired by Rat's employer. Rat decided to ditch that effort entirely and immediately hit on Freya while tasking out his henchwoman Blue to find out more about the missing item, which suspiciously feels like it could have something to do with Argus, the man who sits in the same booth that the individual in question went missing the night prior, or was last seen the night prior. And while the group is away, Argus manages to pick up a strange device hidden under the table. Elsewhere in the evening, Rat decides to stick around in the Happy Beholder and watch through Freya Fairglow's set, while Blue tails an enigmatic figure that appeared in the far back corner of the Happy Beholder through the streets of Brawl to a locked door carved into the rock of the outskirts of the city itself, which floats on an asteroid through space. Rat lays down the charm and convinces Freya to join him back at the Ratmobile, also known as the ship that Rat flies. And that is where we find ourselves, with four individuals converging on a ship in the docks of Brawl. Blue hastily making her way back from the northern side of the low city towards the dry dock where the Ratmobile sits. Rat just a little bit behind her. Freya not far behind him. And Argus about 30 minutes to 45 minutes behind her. Four strangers meeting in the night. And a new adventure begins.
What could happen?
So
I think two people are gonna bone.
That is certainly the direction that we are headed based on what we've seen so far. So, that is where we find ourselves, and we are going to start with assuming that Rat and Blue have already arrived at the Ratmobile and have made their way through. And Rat, you have provided proper instructions to both Freya and Argus, though you were not aware of Argus's impending arrival. However, you do arrive as Blue is catching her breath in the slip of the Ratmobile, just about to board as you kind of come in, like hands up, like, oh, what's going on?
Hey, what's going on?
See? It's the
See?
Ratmobile, see?
He's 1920s guy?
What'd you find out there?
I told you I found a door.
The
And
door.
it was
Okay.
locked and it was all warded and stuff, and I didn't think there was, well, okay, there was definitely magic on it, but no, not any traps that I saw, but It was kind of scary.
Okay. Well, seems like something we might want to investigate tomorrow. We didn't make it too much headway tonight. Frey's gonna come by in a little bit. You know, that'll be that. And also that other guy, Argus. I gave him directions here. He's probably not going to come by later. Doesn't really seem like the type to. I don't know. I just figured maybe he
We're
knows
gonna have
something.
we're gonna have two people over.
Yeah, but Argus, I told him to come by if he's got the artifact, and I gave him some spiel about how it'll endanger his life and be very bad for him if he doesn't bring it to us. So
Okay. Um. So say this is actually like really dangerous and stuff.
yeah,
Um. Are we okay with these two randos kind of getting what if this goes really bad or something and like we get attacked, which like you and I have dealt with before, but I don't know if they have.
who would attack us?
Well, I don't know. There was a dead guy. Isn't I don't know what this job is, honestly. I just know that there was a dead guy, and what if there's like
Blue,
other
blue, blue,
people that are
blue,
like
blue,
mean?
blue, blue, blue. You don't have to worry about a thing. This is very easy. It won't be a problem. We're
What
not going to get
who
attacked.
who
We're just
who
investigating. We're just poking around. No one's going to attack us for poking around.
who gave you this job though? I'm just kind of curious.
My regular guy.
I don't know who that is.
Yeah, we talk every once in a while. He comes by.
He can like come over for like dinner or something. I can make something that's not oatmeal.
Yeah, guy doesn't really do dinner, but
Okay. I just think that maybe at some point I could be like introduced to like the people that are giving us jobs because I'm also kind of working on them. Maybe you could think about it.
sure. Yeah, I'll think about it.
Okay. Cool, cool. Okay, I'll go straighten things up so it's not too embarrassing for Frey to see the inside of this ship.
Yeah, no. Well, do your best. Could you make my bed also?
Okay, yeah.
Thanks, bud. Appreciate it. Oh, just and also make sure all my desk drawers are like shut and shit.
Okay, can I steal anything?
No.
Okay, I won't then.
Do I have any reason to think that you might steal something?
No.
That's what I thought. All right, you go. I'm gonna wait here, and I kind of like
Okay.
lean back on the mast. I just kind of fold my arms and
Oh, it's
wait.
You look
like a
really cool.
pirate ship.
Thank you, Blue.
So Blue heads below deck while Rat waits topside. Freya, you are following the instructions, and as the Rock of Brawl does not really experience a day or night schedule, as it were, there are kind of like reflective panels that some of the buildings put up so you can kind of walk in at least somewhat of a state of darkness, but it is still quite well lit. Um, and given this fact, the streets are still quite busy. There are plenty of places that are open all day, just with turning over crews. It's definitely quieter at this time because of the more transient nature of the people that live here. They still respect some form of a day clock. But it is quiet as you make your way through the city. The typical sounds, and you follow the instructions, and you're a little confused. It is taking you toward the low docks, which is not far from where the Happy Beholder is. However, it is a part of the town where you're not aware of there being any docks. And true enough, as you follow the instructions, you end up arriving at what is a very large, unmarked warehouse. It's part of a row of very long, identical, soot streaked structures. I really gave myself an alliteration there along one of like the side arteries of the main lower city docks. Each one is kind of hunched against one another. The structures don't look incredibly sound. no glamours, no lights, no signage, any of the previous kind of niceties and neon and flickering magical signs of this main thoroughfare of the lower city are left behind. There is just a kind of like look up from the parchment and just see a heavy iron door, rusted pulley chain that you would pull to like open the door. Um, and yeah, that's what you currently see.
My first thought is, well, this isn't a boat.
It is not.
I am having a serious internal monologue, and it's kind of like, Freya, what are you doing? You just met this guy. You should be better than this, but also, like, you kind of need a win right now. But also, like, this is dangerous, and there was a body found in the city yesterday, so, like, I don't know. I guess out loud, I'll just go, rat?
You hear no response.
Fuck. Okay, this is fucked up, so I'm gonna go back home.
You're
Can
not
can I
even gonna
have in
like.
my instructions that she's gonna get to a warehouse and there's gonna
Yes,
be like
There's
the
if
door
there's a
gotta be
warehouse,
better.
and,
Like,
like
there's
yeah,
gotta be further instructions.
yes, there
oh yeah,
are
I don't just have
instructions
like
on the note of there being a warehouse. Uh, it's just closed and Rat's not there.
But like, there's gotta be instructions on how to get to the ship from the warehouse.
There are not.
Why
why
not?
why not?
It says to knock. It says to knock.
I
She didn't
will
do that.
literally reach into my pocket and grab a coin and flip it.
Just knock.
Fuck. And I knock on the door.
When you knock, there is kind of a pregnant pause for a moment, like a beat too
It's
long,
pregnant.
and then you hear a. It's about to be, and then you. Sorry. Um, and then you hear wear protection. And then you hear a like a thumping of feet and the pull of a chain and the kind of the door slides open and you can see the chain open on the like kind of twist next to you as well. And you're met by this kind of narrow-eyed half orc who like looks you up and down. He's got like super greasy apron on. He's like, "Want a rats?"
I most certainly am not, but yes, we have an appointment.
Ah! Come on, follow me. Don't look at nothing. All right. Uh, and he starts walking you through this
I would like
facility.
to do an insight check. Is there anything A, illegal, but B, or maybe this is an investigation or perception check. Is there anything A, illegal, and B, threatening to my personhood going on?
Make an
I feel like
investigation.
this is a bunch of things that a woman would not do.
Yeah,
Make an
why did Red
investigation check.
her at the warehouse? You son of a bitch.
Perception, Chris?
Investigation.
Okay, that's pretty good. 16.
Yeah, inside the warehouse, you see a large, very faded sign at the top, like kind of at the back end of the warehouse. Like there's something like a sloped roof, and the sign fills the sloped side of it. And it says Adamas's Canning Concern. And sorry, Evan, your chewing is so loud. There are racks and racks of unlabeled tins. There's like some chain link, ooh, nice chain link mechanical conveyors that are rotating slowly. For all intents and purposes, what you see is a canning facility. There's like a faint hum in the air as there's some steam machinery whirring as it pushes things through the cans. But the one thing you do note, based on investigating so well, is that it does smell pretty clean for a canning facility. Um, and the half orc just kind of like leads you through the back through a winding road of bins and cans, just down the hatch. And he kind of he points to a row of barrels that are stacked to the ceiling, that are, given how well you investigated, they look as though they're painted with like fish guts and a lot of like not so great stuff. But it's clearly a spell effect that has been placed on the barrels. And like looking more closely, there is a door with a winding lit rope down a spiral staircase.
Thanks for your help. This is great. I'll go downstairs.
Okay. As you head down the winding staircase, it's actually very nice. There is a single glowing rope that's attached to the ceiling and winds down the staircase. Um, and you inevitably start to get the sense that you are actually going into the rock. Like there are no walls here; it's just the cragged edges of the actual rock itself. Um, and you almost hear like the sound of rushing water, which is peculiar. But inevitably, the staircase opens up into a long, dark cavern. And you continue down the staircase from the ceiling. Its walls are strung with industrial netting, suspended lanterns, half functioning spell tech, like just a lot of different stuff happening throughout this whole room. There's like bundles of rope, leather coils. Things are humming. Some of them like are lit, like some of the rope that you just watched guide you down the staircase, and tethered to the ceiling, held steady by some tension beams that prop up from the ground itself, and like some faintly glowing, what's like arcane gemstones, sits a very lean and sleek vessel. Also looks predatory, like a large, long corsair type body, barely larger than it needs to be. One mast jutting upward, crowned with a crooked crow's nest and lined in worn canvas. No weapons, no special plating, just looks pretty trashy, all things considered. It has some semi-transparent sails that flap gently in this kind of like gentle current that's flowing in. And at the far end of the warehouse, you can see, or rather the slip that you're in, you can see that it just opens up straight into the astral sea. No docks, no nothing. Um, the hull is kind of a hodgepodge of wood and reinforced like scraps from other ships. You can even in some places see like the ETC logo kind of scratched out, where it was clearly pulled from another ship and placed onto the Ratmobile. And along the keel, there are these kind of like spindle-like tail wings that buzz faintly, constantly but very slowly adjusting and rotating. It looks like it should fall apart, but it's not. And there's a guy who's just kind of like crossed arms, leaning against the main mizzen mast.
Freya, welcome to the Ratmobile.
What the fuck is this?
Can I invite you aboard?
Can you explain why you made me go through a warehouse and a canning factory and why your boat isn't in the docks?
Yeah. So my boat seems to attract a lot of attention, and I also prefer to kind of fly under the radar a little bit. I'm not one for. It's better this way. I pay
So
them a
I want
small
to make
fee.
some.
They let me just kind of dock here. So
Oh,
you know,
well, I want to make something very clear. I am not a friend to cops, but you sound a lot like a criminal.
I have done crimes.
Okay, that
Nothing crazy, just kind of
you
larceny.
are just kind of larceny.
Definitely larceny, arson, all of the arses.
So,
Uh huh. Okay. Wow. What am I doing with my life? Um, sure. Yeah, and I will step aboard the boat.
And as she like starts to step aboard, I sprint over and I take her hand and kind of lead her aboard. And I
This
go,
is nice. Did you build it yourself?
well, it came as one thing, and after a while, it's kind of become another thing. But one thing's for sure, and it's definitely the Ratmobile. I mean, this is, it looks a lot nicer on the inside. I promise you that.
Did it get damaged because of the crimes?
Well, crimes. It's also, it's not, it doesn't operate in the same way that most spelljammers do. This one's a little bit. It's just a little different.
Fascinating.
Yeah. So not to toot my own horn, but I'm pretty good at making it go where it needs to, and that's kind of what matters.
Yeah, I hope you can get me where I need to go to.
I definitely can. Uh,
We'll we'll
well,
see.
do you wanna drink?
Yeah, where's the blue girl?
Oh, she's below deck somewhere.
What's the deal with that?
Well, we're not together. She's kind of she's my associate. She's been traveling with me for some time now.
Are you trafficking that little girl?
No, no. She's with me of her own free will. I would have honestly, I have very very little use for her right now as it is. So
That's brutal.
That's very upfront. Chris, what does the interior of the Ratmobile look like?
Are
yeah,
you
I
going
lead her into
downstairs?
the Ratmobile.
Okay. Please hold. Alrighty. Rat, I was about to say somebody else. Rat leads you into a small, like kind of foyer type space. It's the back or the stern of the ship. And as he kind of like opens up a hatch, there is a staircase that leads down, so it's nice and enclosed from the elements. Um, and he does so by like lifting up this giant wrench off of the ground and like twisting and then lifting up. It's a very heavy door to open. Um, Into the room that it leads you into is just a kind of a storage room, and it honestly looks like there's not much else going on. There are some barrels and crates, and Rat kind of like nods, and then he pushes a crate out of the way, exposing a trap door into the ship below.
For just to make sure nobody gets in here is not allowed. And I open up the trap door.
You sure know how to make a lady feel welcome. This is
Very well hidden. You'll be safe here, that's for sure.
sure I will with the criminal who I don't know. Yeah, safe.
You enter into down the second ladder, but it's skewed like on an angle like stairs, into what is a very nice kind of small eating space. There is a very quaint room. There's a couch in the far corner that's propped up around a small coffee table with some large books that are meant to serve as coffee table books, but really they're like mechanic books and how to fix things. Blue has clearly placed them out to give it character. Um, there are a lot of cans and jars and various things that are being pickled above a small kind of multi-fuel burner, cracked kettle, mess of spice jars. Um, there is a make a perception check as you enter.
Damn, we're on fire tonight. 22.
You can see that there is a door right in front of you, kind of on the far side of the kitchen or galley, and then hallways on the left and the right. And then there is a small panel box behind the ladder that you just came down. Um, and Rat is going to kind of gesture down towards the right hallway.
Are there windows or portholes?
There are no portholes in this room, but there are along the hallway.
Okay.
Right. As you walk down the hallway, you walk into just a very different sight than the rest of the ship, which is on one side of the ship, the right side that you have come down. It's just like a handful of very small cots. Um, in some cases, they look a little burned. As you are walking down the hallway, though, there is a sign on the door, not on the door, on the wall that says, sorry, let me find it. Walk like you mean it. And you find that all of a sudden it's really hard to move through the hallway. Like you are just like moving like a slug, or like it feels so heavy to lift up your legs, and you just see Rat like storming ahead, and he kind of slowly turns his head. Come on.
I go. Uh, Gravity's a little higher here. You just gotta like it's like just give it a little more gusto.
You gotta
Put a
walk
little
like you
knee
mean
grease.
it.
Yeah. No, you got it. You got it. Not sure why that happens, but
Not sure that happens.
yeah,
It seems
probably.
like you should know. It's your ship. Is it just you and the blue
Yeah.
girl here?
I mean, right now it is. Yeah.
In my
Is it
back,
usually
I
just you
dropped for a
two?
minute there.
It's
Yeah.
yeah. It's you. I mean, it's usually just me, but yeah, she's around.
Speaking of blue, as you step out of the hallway and into the kind of crew quarters, blue immediately like kind of looks up and waves at you as you enter.
Oh,
Yes, blue.
I do not do that. I
Oh,
definitely, as soon as I hear them coming down the stairs, I make myself scarce, dude.
okay.
I'm
So
stealthing my way back up,
you
go back up onto the deck so they can
you cut through
do
the left
whatever.
side hallway, but what you
I
do
have done
see,
this multiple times.
yes, what you do see as you walk through the crew quarters, Freya, is there kind of hammocks and cots. Some of them look slightly burned and untouched on the right hand side. On the left hand side, there are only two beds, and there's like a rug on the floor. There are fairy lights hanging from the ceiling, and a tapestry of sorts hung over the bed.
You're cutting
Uh,
out a lot, Chris.
my Wi-Fi's just not it tonight. Um,
Chris, you gotta redescribe my room.
Sorry. Um,
I heard
there's a
that there's a
tapestry
rug and
hung
fairy
over the
lights.
bed. There are fairy lights hanging from the ceiling, a rug, multiple pillows that have clearly been stolen from the other bunks and placed onto this bed.
So it's a girls' college dorm room. I take it that's where the blue girl sleeps.
Yeah. She's made it. She's she, she's made it her
She's
own. That's for sure.
she's nesting. Hi, Chris.
Hi, Chris.
Hold on,
Give
I'm
us a
not
little
getting
bit of
any
that sweet,
audio at all.
sultry tone.
And
Um,
we're back.
it was Freya being mean to me, so don't worry.
Oh no, what
It
did Freya
wasn't.
say?
I just said it looks like she's nesting.
Yeah,
It's not terribly mean.
she's not a bird, but sure,
People nest too.
sure, yeah.
Rat
And
inevitably lead. Go ahead.
what does your nest look like?
Wouldn't you like to know, Weather Boy? I'm starting to think maybe you should have stayed at the inn and found out.
Hmm. Well, we're almost there, so hang tight.
He
You
opens
mentioned
the
something about
door.
a drink.
Oh yeah.
Yes. And we went to the kitchen, right?
Yeah.
Already. When I'm in there, can I just like grab a bottle of whatever liquor's in there?
Yes.
Yeah.
And
And some
Rat
glasses.
inevitably takes you through the door at the far end of the crew quarters and into Rat's room, which is a very quaint room at the bow of the ship, so you can see how the ship starts to slope up. There is like a kind of a cutout onto the right where there is a desk, and then on a raised platform at the top, there is the bed, which is neatly made. The rest of the room, especially in comparison to the rest of the ship, is surprisingly clean. Um, and there is a desk and a small hammock. Um, there's really not a lot going on in this room, absent of any decor or just a bed, a desk, and a small alcove off to the right, and moonlighting.
This is surprisingly nice.
Yeah, I try to keep it clean in here. And I take both glasses and I start pouring and I go, "Is bourbon okay?" It's kind of all I got. I got some tequila too if you want that. I'm
Bourbon's
almost
fine.
done. Okay.
Bourbon's fine.
And I pour two, hand her the other drink, and kind of just like sit on the bed and start drinking. Uh,
So, what brings you to the rock?
oh, I've been here for a little while. Just kind of taking odd jobs, making money where I can.
Crimes?
Not all of them are crimes. Some are crime adjacent, or
Like
figuring
what?
out who did crimes, or well, like right now I'm here looking for that big old orb, and that's not a crime, is it?
I don't know. What's the big old orb?
That's a great question, man. I have no idea. Sorry, miss.
It's fine. So, you're here looking for some big old orb.
Yeah, or smaller kind of spherical object. It's definitely a three-dimensional circle of varying size. We're not really sure quite yet, but we kind of struck out tonight in that aspect. But perhaps not all aspects.
Very smooth. And it's just you two here. This is a pretty big ship.
Yeah, uh, serves me pretty well.
Yeah, I'm sure. Have you been lots of places?
We're all over. Yeah, yeah. I don't think there's a single place I haven't been at this point.
I'm sorry. I have a bad thing with faces. How old are you?
You're gonna ask me how old I am on our first night?
Yeah, I need to know how bad I need to feel about what's going to happen.
I'm 31.
Wow.
How
That's
old are you?
182.
Oh, okay. So you're over 17. We're good.
Yeah, more than 10 times that.
You had me
Also,
nervous for a little bit.
17. I thought 18 was the legal age.
Yeah, over
for people.
17, 18 and up.
But isn't like 17 and a half over 17 and not 18, which is the
Uh, I
legal
count.
number?
I
Didn't
count
you
age
say
in year.
over 18?
I count age in years, not half years. I'm not 4 years old. And I'm sure that
You.
you're, old enough where you probably don't count things in half years quite as
No, I'm
often as
just. It was
before.
more so the alarm that you said over 17 and not over 18. Because as soon as
Okay,
you turn
well,
18, you're over 18.
it
And I'm a
seems
little
like
bit worried because you've said you're a criminal, and now I'm wondering like how criminal you are. And I'm really wondering why I walked through a canning factory to get some dick from a criminal.
you want to find out.
This had better be worth it.
I'm gonna. I'm slamming my bourbon and we're going to town.
I have a few conditions first.
I like the I go. Yeah, yeah, yeah. What's up?
Lights off, and you don't watch me change.
Yeah, sure, whatever.
I mean, fine. I take my shirt off and show him my sick tits.
All right, we're
And
good.
then I say, lights off now, please. I don't really.
Lights don't turn off. Lights don't turn off, and I go. God damn it! And I stand up and I flick off the light switch.
Smooth.
It's supposed to happen. It's supposed to do it.
Yeah, I
You got
hope
it.
you don't say that in a few minutes. Uh, Chris, you said we're taking a break. Okay.
I don't have any more to add.
I do.
Okay.
So yeah, we can come back.
I'm sorry, I was on mute. We were switching over to Argus, who you are walking through the streets of Brawl in the night, a little miffed that your companion that did pass you a fair amount of gold did not return for the evening. A bit confused at that, given what you found underneath your table at the Happy Beholder. But you do follow the instructions that were left for you by Rat, which are fairly detailed and include that you will arrive at a warehouse that you should knock at. And upon doing so, a kind of greasy half orc kind of pats down their apron, opens the door, and then looks. You haven't seen you before. Who are you here for?
Haven't seen you either. What's it to you?
Uh, well, it's just not. Who am I to judge? Come on through. You're here to see Rat, right?
Fortunately, yeah.
Right. Yeah. Follow me. And he guides you through a kind of winding road of cans, crates, and points to you out a kind of stack of barrels that are look quite disgusting, but given you're trained in the arcane, you can see that it is very clearly just a ruse of some kind, a simple prestidigitation of fish guts upon the barrels to ward off any potential would-be, good doers. And you follow down the staircase and find yourself looking at the Ratmobile in all of its sleek and predatory glory, and kind of lounging on the top of the deck with her hands behind her head, and just like looking up at the roof of the slip that they are in is the little blue wonder, Blue, that you met in the bar just a few hours prior.
Ah, you again.
It's you. You came.
I did. So the compensating for something?
Probably. I'm
Probably.
not gonna. Don't tell him I said that. Um. Sorry. I'm gonna help him get onto the boat. Um. So, Rats. occupied right now. Don't know how long that will take.
Don't need help, does he?
Oh, I don't think he'll like very much if I send you in. I don't know if they're in Miss Freya's here.
It's okay.
Okay, you can just hang out with me,
So
or I
what you
can
do?
fix you up. What do I do?
With yeah, with him, with
Oh, we're not together.
so I've heard.
Yeah, no, I just help him out with stuff.
Okay. Do y'all like do crimes or
Sometimes,
uh
yeah.
sell the seas?
Yeah,
That's
that
the
too.
seas. Uh
What do you do?
oh, nothing interesting. Um, just so seems like y'all operate a bit under the radar, so to speak. Yeah.
We try to, yeah. Usually when things go really well.
Ah, well, um, suppose I needed help finding something.
Okay.
Seems like y'all would be decent bait.
What is it? Am I allowed to know this?
Not yet.
Oh, okay, cool. Rat doesn't tell me shit half the time, so one of these days though.
Well, one of these days.
Wait, so are you here now because you're scared that like your life is in danger or something? Cuz that orb thing we're looking for?
Uh, don't know about an orb, but he did mention something about danger.
Oh, okay, you think your life is in danger?
Take it from your expression, it's not.
Oh, I don't know.
Is your life in danger? Blink twice.
I'm not being human trafficked. I've been asked that multiple times.
Got to check. Got to check.
Okay.
Looking
Yeah,
out for literally.
do you want any drinks or oatmeal? I have overnight oats going right now, so kind of crunchy.
Uh, drink. We'll see about the oatmeal.
Okay, I'm gonna lead him down into the kitchen, and hopefully we can't hear anything.
All right.
I like to think that Blue's installed a lot of soundproofing since she's moved in.
Argus, you definitely get the sense as this woman leads you down through a trapdoor and what was clearly kind of a dummy room that these might be people that are protective of the secrets that they keep and the work that they do, which is kind of up the alley that you're looking for. Freya, you find yourself topless in the dark room of Rat McScriff.
Um, as I finish disrobing,
Nice. Oh.
nice. I am going to hum a little tune and use my song of creation to put a lock on the door.
Okay.
I will go through my things, grab a little dagger, and sneak into bed with Rat. And as he's getting ready to feel up on me, I would like to press that to his throat.
Can I roll some kind of, or can she roll some kind of stealth roll for that?
You're a human and it's dark,
Yeah, you
just to
don't
let you know.
have dark vision, so you would not be able to see them. Um, the song, however, you can hear, um, but it does not. You can't see anything.
Okay.
But you do feel the cold blade of a dagger pointed at your throat.
Time for you to start talking.
About what?
Let's make one thing clear. you scream, you call for the girl, anything like that, this messes up your pretty face.
I mean, I'm aware enough to know my face isn't that pretty, but
Is now
sure.
the time to be making quips?
It's always time for quips.
I'll press the knife in a little bit.
All right, Jesus Christ. What do you want to talk about? This is not usually how women try to talk to me, but you know.
Who hired
DM
you?
me, Blue.
Are we waiting for the DM to resolve?
That's what I thought.
No. Please go ahead.
Oh,
Who hired you?
some guy named Dome.
What are you here for?
Well, like I said, operation number 1 hopefully was to sleep with you. Operation number 2 was to get some kind of an artifact, some kind of orb item from that guy. I haven't been lying to you.
That's what I'm trying to figure out, because you just happened to stumble into my bar the night after somebody's murdered on the docks with a Trinity brand on their chest.
Yeah, that's what Dome
That's a
said too.
little suspicious.
Seems like a lot of people stumbled into your bar under that same knowledge, though. I
Yeah,
don't care
but
about
only one of them tried to get me to go back to a secluded location through a warehouse with them.
Well, in my defense, you're very hot.
I know. Thank you.
Look, this is nothing
Your
other than
friend.
just man, I just wanted to sleep with you, all right?
And your friend Dome, what's his
Oh,
interest?
we're not friends. He's not really interested in you, per chance. To be honest, I do not know a lot about him. I know as much as you do. His name's Dome. He shows up. He gives me jobs. Pays me well.
Is he telling the truth?
Make an insight check.
I would like to, yeah.
I guess do I have to make a persuasion check or
You can roll persuasion or deception, but tell me the number, not what you rolled.
I'm 16 on insight.
He's very nervous and kind of quickly talking, but you don't get the sense that he's lying.
You friendly piece of advice. This seems to be a massive misunderstanding. I'm very sorry that I pulled a knife on you. For what it's worth, I do think you're handsome. You need to change the way you bring women into your space. This is not very friendly or welcoming. I did think you were after me for some reason.
Oh, I don't know what could have given you that idea. I've been nothing but friendly.
Again, coming into my bar the night after somebody was murdered with a Trinity brand on their chest, leading me through a convoluted warehouse, openly admitting to being a criminal, and then, the little blue girl not being around.
Oh, I kind of told her to make herself scarce because, she tends to ruin the mood in these sorts of situations.
Talk about ruining the mood.
But so are we still doing this, or are you kind of not in the mood anymore, or what?
Oddly enough, I'm more in the mood than I was before. I will chuck the dagger on the ground and get down to business.
You bloodthirsty fucker. And God, go for it.
All right. You do those things and spoon for the appropriate amount of time, and you.
Is Rat a spooner?
Rat gets up immediately after.
the
Frey's
appropriate
a little
time
bit
for.
disgusted about what just happened, but I'm not sure how good it was or not.
Performance check.
No. Fine.
Do I also have to make a performance check?
Sure.
No performance checks are necessary, I think.
It was bad.
Well, I am gonna give myself disadvantage because I said canonically Freya does not try, which means I got a 6. So
We had mediocre sex
and,
at best.
and none of you had fun. The
No. Even bad sex is good sex.
it's like pizza.
Okay.
It's like
This,
pizza.
this
Thank
is
you.
why we do this stuff off screen. I don't know how to. I don't know how to address it.
Remember to donate to Extra Life for the children.
Um,
I think we might have broken them.
I'm bouncing back. No, the 17 thing really got me, and I'm still laughing about it. The Blue and Argus, you're just kind of hanging out on the far side of the ship after some time, not a lot of time. You do hear kind of Rat's door swing open as Rat exits the room, pretty quickly kind of throwing on his jacket and stepping out.
As I step out, I'm just gonna go just check on a few things. You're certainly welcome to stay the night. Most people do.
To me,
Yeah.
have fun.
I'll be right back.
I will. I have the blanket up on myself, but I'm making myself comfortable.
Okay. Rat, you walk out into the galley.
Oh, also, I sing, which gets rid of the lock.
Gotcha.
Unless we were banging for 3 hours, but I don't think that's the case.
You were not. Rat, you step out into the galley and see Blue and Argus. They're just kind of chilling.
Oh shit! I did not expect to see you here, to be honest.
Yeah, we're hanging out.
Can I make it
How-
canonical that you don't put the shirt back on? You only put the jacket back on.
Yeah.
Yes. Did you both have fun?
Yeah, it was great.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Glad to hear it.
I'm gonna make sure he's got a place to sleep. Is that okay?
Argus?
Hello.
What brings you to the ship? I can only assume that you follow the directions that I gave you.
Seems like may have some business to discuss. If
I'm
you're
all about
ready.
discussing business. Absolutely. I love discussing business. Welcome to the Ratmobile, my place of living and also, I guess, business. Yeah. Here, come on inside. We can
And
talk in the.
whatever that was.
Yeah. Yeah, we can talk in the crew quarters. And I invite him inside.
You're inside. You're in the galley right now from the kitchen.
Oh,
Yeah.
I don't know why I thought the galley was the top deck, but yeah, okay. Never mind.
We're not boat savvy IRL.
No. All right. What kind of business?
So, may as well not pussyfoot it. Seems like you're interested in this, and I'll put the box. Careful opening. It's a little fiddly.
Right, can I open it?
No. Fiddly
I'm
how?
just gonna put it on the table, and I'll open it.
As the box opens, Rat, Blue, you see a small spherical object that just starts to slowly float out of the box, and it has like some concentric circles around the rings that, like almost like a slinky, where it opens and closes, and kind of oscillates as it floats up. But right now it's very slow, and it's just barely coming out of the box.
I'm gonna shove it back in the box. Take it back.
Well,
Seems
no
like this is what
shit.
you're after. Huh?
That would be correct.
Have we seen anything like this before?
You have not.
What happens if
What?
you throw it? Would all the pieces like separate and then like slingshot back together?
Not attempted.
Could do it.
I imagine whoever wants it intact.
Yes.
Who wants
Shh. So
it?
all I want, I don't really care about your whole business arrangement. Um, I'd like to hang around for a bit. Let's not bring it to whoever you're wanting to bring it to immediately. I want to study it for just a little bit, a little while, and I would like passage into the high city. And that's all.
How long is a little while?
As long as it takes.
You want passage before or after we bring it to the guy?
Uh, After is fine. You can collect.
Um, yeah, I think we can do that. Can't. I'll give you a couple days max with it.
I'll
I
see what I can do.
can't be taking too long on my job, you know.
Fair, fair, fair enough.
Wait, so do you know the guy that got killed?
Nope, never
Oh,
heard of him.
okay. So you're not like involved with that at all?
Oh no, seems like you're not either. Maybe whoever this is that you're giving it to, but you don't
Yeah.
seem
Who is that?
high enough up on the ladder to be honest.
Look, it's not my job to ask questions about this kind of stuff, but I can't help but be a little curious. What is it?
Don't know.
You're
That's
supposed
That's
to
why
why
he's
I
gonna
trade.
study it.
need a couple of days.
Fair enough. Yeah. I think that sounds amenable. Certainly means we don't have to. Yeah, if you're looking to get along with us, who are we to say no? Welcome aboard for the time being.
Thank you much.
Blue, can you kind of go and make a little space for him?
Yeah.
And I'm going to have my hand in my pocket on the box at all times because I do not trust her.
Hey Argus, can I open the box just once?
It's in the box.
No.
Okay. I'll go start
Uh,
making him a room and stuff though.
Maybe later.
All right.
I'm like
Freya.
pulling out like more pieces of like scrap metal and starting to assemble like a wall to like cordon off one of the beds.
Okay. Freya, you have something you'd like to do?
Once Rat is gone and out of earshot, I am absolutely looking through all of his things.
Okay. Make an investigation check in the room.
But I closed all those drawers.
Got the drawers.
The amazing thing about drawers, they open.
No.
That's my least favorite thing about
Uh,
drawers. I've always said that.
13.
Okay. As you kind of scan through the room, you don't really find a ton of note. You do open up like a lot of like the desk drawers and kind of toss through some of the papers that are on the desk. But ultimately, all you find are some various like kind of self-drawn maps. Um, there is a list of taverns that you recognize the names of. So there's like kind of like a small pad folio on the top of the desk, and it's opened to the Rock of Brawl. But as you kind of like thumb through the pages, you see there are a number of different cities and regions in there, including from Saka and Tal and Taish. And most of the, as you kind of scan through the pages very quickly, it's just a list of bars and restaurants and taverns, including some with annotations.
Chili's?
No Chili's. Chili's franchise does not exist yet. Hold on, I'm frozen.
Oh,
Oh
Oh
no,
no.
Chris got
Oh no,
skin
Christopher.
marines.
Yeah.
That has my last name in it, kind of.
Yeah.
I think I'm back.
Just a little.
I think I'm,
Yay!
I'm
I
thinking.
think
Whoa.
I'm back.
I think I'm
Yeah.
back.
Yeah, I'm thinking of that.
Chris Wick.
There is also a notepad, but with a lot of writing on it, but you can't understand a lick of it.
Thieves can't, probably.
It's definitely graffiti you've seen around.
Yeah, I can't read that. Okay, I'm satisfied that he's not after me specifically.
Okay. Alrighty.
I am going to make myself comfortable in his chair looking through his things for when he comes back, but
Okay. Rat, you arrive back in the room, a bit flustered, having just discovered somebody else in your boat.
Uh-oh.
On your boat. Um, but you do arrive back in the room and find Freya seated in your desk chair, looking through all your things.
Do you make it a habit of looking through all of someone's shit?
You make it a habit of leaving women you sleep with unattended in your room.
The ship needs constant attention. It's kind of uh, built a little different.
Sure. Well, your things were calling for my attention, so
Sure. Uh, no, the gentleman from the bar is also here, Argus. He's going to be staying with us for a few days.
why?
We have similar business interests.
You just let random people you meet at bars sleep in your house?
The ship's kind of a revolving door of sorts. Yeah.
Am I the first person who's held a knife to you?
Oh God, no, and you won't be the last.
Do you
I
think
hope
your
you're
own
not the
behavior has anything to do with that?
last. Doubtful, but
Okay.
just seems like I had bad luck.
I don't know. I think you had pretty good luck tonight. One, you're
Damn
still
straight.
alive, and two, I mean, and I gesture to my body.
Yeah, yeah. Uh, what brings you to the Rocket Brawl? Feel like you've been able to snoop around my place and
Yeah.
ask me questions without my expressed consent. I feel like I'm entitled to a little bit of knowledge on what your deal is.
I suppose that was an adequate wienering, so sure. Um,
I'm gonna have to put you in
I
timeout after this.
Never heard it called that before.
I travel and perform. So I'm here traveling and performing, artist in residence at the Happy Beholder. It's kind of my thing.
No, I got that from the first second I saw you, honestly. I'm looking for anything else. Where are you from? How'd you find yourself here?
I'm from around and, make friends with people. You hang out on their ship for a while. You wind up places, and sometimes they go and you stay.
So you and me, two people from around.
That seems to be the case.
And I pour us both another glass of bourbon, kind of like clink her glass before she even picks it up and start drinking it. And I go,
Mhm.
I feel like we've got a kind of similar state of mind.
Really?
I don't know if you want to admit it,
I'm
but I can
curious
see
what
it.
makes you say that.
Just a feeling I got.
Okay. I will just go, and drink the bourbon. I haven't really seen a human before. You're interesting. Well,
Yeah, I
I've seen some, but it's been a few decades.
well, first time for everything. What are you? Wait, do I know what race she is
Yeah,
just by looking at her?
you know that she is an astral elf, and just like very clearly, and the many of the residents of the Cheated Empire are astral elves.
Well, I have seen many astral elves,
There are a lot of us.
so I guess you can knock human off your bucket list. Your sex bucket list.
Excuse me,
Your
do you have
fuck it
one of
list.
those?
Rat's not as smart with those puns as
Yeah.
Randy is.
All I wanted to
I'm
be was
sorry, you
Cena
have
in
a
that moment to say, "You mean your bucket list?"
Mhm.
you have a you have a sex bucket
Yeah,
list?
doesn't everybody?
No. Since we're here, I might as well ask, what's the most unusual thing that you've crossed off?
What are the bug people again, Chris?
Shriek Keens. Three Keens.
Shriek Eads?
Three
What?
Keens. Like three Keens. I don't know how to pronounce it. It's spelled like Thrikean.
It was like
Ah,
Thrakeen.
yeah,
Thurkeen.
Thurkeen. Probably Thurkeen. What are the slime people called?
Plasmoids.
Plasmoids.
Plasmoids?
Ooh.
Yeah, a couple of plasmoids. They are fun.
I can imagine.
Kind of just like one bit. Never mind.
At the same
No,
time?
I get the idea. It could sort of be whatever you want it to be.
Yeah,
Ouch.
yeah.
Yeah.
I heard
Wow.
it was a sick
You are
ostrich.
you are a well seasoned man, to put it that way, I guess.
Well, thank you. I, it's getting late. Got to get an early morning. Uh,
Are you kicking me out?
no, no. I'm saying I'm probably going to go to bed.
Oh, that's actually kind of sweet.
That I have to sleep.
I mean, yes, but also that you're not kicking me out.
Oh, please stay the night. I'd rather you did.
Okay. Um,
You don't know how, there's people out there. It's the middle of the night. I wouldn't want you to
sure.
go home alone.
Yeah, dangerous, but you had no problem with me getting here by myself.
You seem capable.
I
With the,
sure am.
the
Yeah. Okay. I will stay the night and I'll make you a deal. We can even go for round 2, but I want to know how you found the blue girl.
Good night.
Yeah, Rat falls asleep really fast. Like almost oddly so.
I am going to put my clothes back on and look around the ship for blue.
Okay. As you leave
I'm sleeping.
as you leave Rat's room, you do kind of trip out into the crew quarters, and you see Blue hawk shoeing underneath the fairy lights of her room. But you do also see Argus kind of laying up with a book by candlelight.
Fancy meeting you here.
You're muted.
Yeah. Heard you had a nice time.
Above average.
Honestly, it seems the type.
Why are you here?
Uh, I've got something else you might like.
Him.
Yeah.
Are you. And I make a face that implies, are you going to sleep with him?
A lady doesn't kiss and tell.
certainly not. I mean, forgive me, that was rude to ask. Um, so I've seen you around the bar a fair amount now. What's your deal?
Oh, doing this a bit this and that. Um, just making ends meet. What can I say?
You could say more because that gave me absolutely nothing.
For a little while. Um, might as well get to know each other. Just reading. Uh,
Uh-huh.
go- uh, you know anything a whole lot about graviturgy?
Chris, do I know anything about graviturgy?
You're familiar with it being a school of magic, but
Do I know what that means?
yeah, gravity magic.
Uh, gravity magic. That's about it.
Ah, that's how it is for most people. Studied a bit here and there. Just trying to pick up a little bit more.
There might be something here that you would be interested in.
Do tell.
Take a walk with me, and I will go down the hallway with the weird gravity shit.
Chris made an error of reading something that is only supposed to be read when the ship is in motion. So you
Ah,
see a sign that says "Walk like you mean it," and as you look on the other side, there is another sign that says "Float zone, hold your piss." But as you're walking through the ship here, everything feels normal, and it felt normal
okay.
earlier too. My bad.
Never mind then. I
Yes.
acknowledge nothing.
Yes.
Okay. Uh, so what brought you to Luigi's place?
Well, I arrived at the Rock and was looking for a place to ply my trade, as it seems you were looking for as well. And Luigi, he was very sweet with me. We hit it off. And yeah, I performed for him a little bit. He seemed to like my singing. And so I became the artist in residence at the Happy Beholder.
Oh. So looking to stick around for very long?
We'll see. I'm comfortable right now, but Rolling Stone gathers no moss, and if there's one thing I don't want to do, it's gather moss.
Uh, did you hear anything about the guy who got killed? What's that about?
No. Unusual. Have you heard anything about it?
I mean, everybody knows about it. You were in the bar when the cops came over. So you know
Yeah,
something about it.
I mean, I just know what everybody has said. Found in the docks, face up, eyes plucked out.
And then this guy shows up that day.
We had a funny conversation about that. I am thoroughly convinced he's not involved. He works for might
Hmm.
be the little. I mean, I think it's natural to be a little suspicious. I mean, mean, like I told him, he shows up at my bar in on me, go to this, through a warehouse, a canning factory, whatever, takes me to the ship, it's and uh, um, you know, the day after it's
Feels uncomfortably so. But
And we're back. Don't make that joke. That makes me sad. Go ahead. You and Argus were talking. No, it's not a room. It's a shared space. Honey. Okay. Okay. Wait, hold on. Now I'm not getting audio from you guys. Oh my god.
So, oh, we didn't have AC.
This is a college dorm. Come on.
This is a college dorm, but the wall was going through the radiator, so there was a cutout. There's a rectangular cutout going around the radiator.
Was it
and you
was
could,
it like
if
a
you
double
pressed
room
enough,
that
you
was
could-
divided in
Yeah,
half?
yeah.
Did you
And
not
if
like your
you
roommate?
leaned enough, you could see the other room, and like basically anything that was happening, you could hear, which was not a problem because neither of us were
I was
doing
gonna
anything
say,
extra.
was
Let's
this
get back
the?
to the session.
This wasn't the roommate with the boyfriend who.
Let's get back
like-
to the session.
No.
Okay.
But anyway, if one of us sneezed, the other one would be like, "Bless you."
God is summoning
Uh,
us.
So, box.
Oh, yeah.
What's in
Yeah,
the
tell me.
box?
So I guess we're all in this together now at this point, and I'm just gonna open it.
Okay.
Now you're in it, bitch.
And
That's the orb, right? Maybe.
yeah, some weird that guy you were talking about to the cops.
Oh, the weird guy who came in. Okay, which guy? Because there's a guy who I talked about to the cops, and then there was a guy specifically did not talk about to the cops.
The guy who was sitting there all night must have been straight because you know
I did not tell the cops about him because Louis said that he is a regular customer, and we don't tell the customer's business to the police.
oh yeah, no, fuck the police.
No, that was the person you talked about. Because that
Oh.
was the person who died.
Oh.
Oh yeah.
I don't think I knew that was the person who died.
Yes,
Do I know that
Maybe
was
I
a
should have
person?
known that.
you did, and you should have.
Well,
I told you that.
that's awkward.
Are you mixing him up with the other shady figure that I followed?
The guy who just stood there menacingly for 30 seconds and then left?
Yes, that is the person you did not talk about.
Oh.
And
Because
you didn't
Louis
talk
told
about
me not to.
and you didn't talk about Argus to the cops.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. So weird. So that guy just like left the box under the table?
Yeah. I
Why'd
found
you
it today.
Why'd you pick it up?
I don't know.
Do you make a habit of just grabbing random boxes that are under tables?
Well, only with permission. But no, and this time,
Which you didn't have this time.
not this time.
It's like Rat talking about how he fucks 17-year-olds.
Oh, that. You know, he didn't really seem the type. What he probably meant was anything above 17, so 18
Like 17 and a
and
half.
higher. Mm,
We had this whole discussion.
no, I think only children use a half as a unit of measurement for age.
We gotta move on.
Maybe it's a
Chris is
cultural
jumping.
thing.
Chris is jumping in to say to move on.
So what does it do?
No idea. So I'm gonna study it for a couple of days. and he's bringing me where I want to
Are
go
you not
to give it to him. He being
sure?
Rat.
Are you not worried that somebody's gonna come looking for it and then they're gonna know that you have it and they're gonna like get you?
At this point, uh, I'm just here. I just need to get where I need to go.
Where's that?
Trying to get into the high city.
Why?
Supposedly it's the best place I can find a tutor for magic.
Oh, you're a nerd. Is that what you're reading? A little magic book?
One of the few I can find. Yeah,
It's a pretty dog-eared copy.
Brawl's a bit of a shithole.
Yeah.
I suppose I shouldn't be too harsh on you. I went to school for magic one time. Not magic, bard stuff, but magic is, woven in there.
Everything's a little magic.
Yeah. I had a tutor once. Didn't like her.
Oh, is she the one who taught you to sing?
She taught me to sing, and she made me do these horrible vocal exercises, and then I had to learn all this music theory, and it was excruciating. But mom and dad just had to have Freya learn all the music stuff because I had to. Nope, not going to talk about it. Sorry.
Well, maybe I should have studied a little harder.
Excuse me.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding. You sound great.
Thanks. And you are doing what exactly in the bar every night? Because I see you just hang out and then sometimes you leave with people.
I'll leave with people, and I'll leave with money.
Oh,
I fuck them.
that was what I was thinking. Um, cool. Nothing wrong with that. You know,
That's 11.
let's go, girls.
And I'll do the feminine equivalent of a fist bump. What would
is
that be?
What is that exactly?
I won't.
Oh, okay.
No,
Perfect.
that's just a regular fist bump then.
Yep.
Women can do those too. Okay. Does anyone want to do anything else before getting the benefits of a long rest?
I'm gonna. Can I roll like an arcane check? Because I never actually rolled like any kind of arcane check on the orb.
Sure. What are you attempting to do with it? Are you attempting to study it at this moment, or are you just getting a general vibe check on it?
Just kind of general vibe check. Does it feel evil or imminently dangerous?
You can roll an arcane check, arcana
Oh,
check
I
there.
guess I need a die for this.
We haven't rolled any dice this session.
That's kind of part of the whole D&D thing. Oh. 22.
Ah, very well. Also, sorry, real quick, I only put Cena-colored dice in it. So blue and white. Okay. 22. I'm not going to open up my notes on my computer. I'm opening them on my phone, so forgive me. 22. You're able to, effectively, as you, knowing what you witnessed with it earlier, you kind of like hold the orb in your hand to make sure it doesn't float away, but you just like send a few like kind of surges into it to let the gears and the circles kind of like open up a little bit so you can kind of look between the planes of the sphere itself. It definitely emits some type of small gravitational pull that forces itself against the gravity that it is in to push itself up into the sky. You don't get any other like sense or mote of magic beyond it, beyond graviturgy, and it almost like feeling like it feels almost like a puzzle box as you're looking into it. So it does not feel like it could be an exceptionally powerful item or an exceptionally dangerous item from what you're able to glean from it. It feels like a toy.
Do I have any idea what it is?
Are you there as he's doing this?
Oh no, I I
Yeah. Oh, then
I,
no.
I was doing this like in
Yeah, I
my
think
own.
he waits for you to go to bed.
Freya only needs to sleep for 4 hours because she's an elf, so I think I might explore around the ship. I don't know if there's anything to see that's particularly exciting, but
If you leave Argus where he is, it's a pretty like even though it is like long, it is a narrow ship, and there isn't like necessarily like a lot to explore. You do pass by a couple of signs that seem to bear similar warnings to what you passed by earlier. Um, there is a hatch that goes deeper, but it is currently locked. And then there is the doorway into the room facing the gap. Excuse me, the galley that is also locked. Other than that, what is accessible to you is Rat's room, the crew quarters, and the galley itself.
fine. I guess I'll go back into a rat's room and go to sleep.
It is pretty late at this point. Like you get the sense that if you were to start your 4 hours now, you'd probably wake up when other people were waking up.
Sounds good. Oh, that
All
means
right.
Argus is gonna be so tired, probably.
Argus, are you spending any other time with the orb tonight?
Uh, no, I will leave my box alone for the rest of the night.
Okay. You all wake up the next morning well rested. Rat, you kind of stretch and yawn and find Freya kind of just laying there, eyes open, staring up at the ceiling, having completed her long rest already.
I'm gonna go back to bed.
Okay. Blue, what are you up to?
I'm getting the overnight oats that I was preparing, and I'm making a little oatmeal bar in the kitchen
Okay.
so everyone can have some oatmeal.
All right. Inevitably, everyone finds themselves out in the galley. It is the awkwardness is pretty palpable. Like none of you are really sure of one another. Blue is just quite happy to be there, but the rest of you are all kind of like, well, a lot of people on board this morning. Uh, the vibes are a little weird.
Good morning,
Uh,
everybody.
can I be the last person to come in?
Sure.
Okay.
I heard there was a oatmeal.
Yeah.
Does it
Uh,
smell good in
Oat.
here?
It's overnight oats, so
it's
no.
a
So it doesn't have a
Oh,
smell.
it's oat.
Yeah.
it's cold oats.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I thought it would be faster than to make a new batch of oatmeal. So, but there's brown sugar and little cranberries and stuff,
Oh,
Uh, I
that's
and
very
immediately
maple
start eating
syrup.
thoughtful.
it. I go, thank you, Blue.
You're welcome. Good night.
So,
How are the oats?
I'll say that Blue doesn't
The
have to make
Legit.
a performance check, but they are above average food quality for the food that you're
Hmm?
used to on the rock. Uh, you get the sense that this is maybe one of the very few things that she knows how to make really well because she makes them all the time.
Are
The
they fresh
consistent
like
it's
cranberries, or are they like
consistency is
freeze
no,
dried?
perfect.
they're
crazy.
craisins. They're
Yeah,
Okay.
craisins.
all the
Nobody
ingredients
wants
are
to eat a fresh
dry.
cranberry.
All the ingredients are dry, and she like the consistency is perfect. Like these are the best, like
I
consistently.
got my ratios down, dude.
Yes, correct.
Um, yeah, it was a fun night. It's a little bit of a shame that you went to sleep so fast. I wanted to talk to you.
Me?
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm just curious, like, what's your deal? It seems like everybody here has some sort of deal, and I don't know anything about you. I keep calling you Blue Girl. I'm sorry, is that offensive?
My name is
No, that's her name.
my name's Blue.
She can talk for herself.
My name is Blue.
Thank you for letting me know. How'd you wind up here?
Well, found Rat, or Rat found me, and then
Uh-huh.
I just d- saw that he could use some help around the ship, so I stayed.
Found you where?
Not here.
Really? That's so specific. How about you get a little more specific and tell me where?
Not here.
Okay. Interesting. Argus, there's
I'm not
something
that
going on
interesting.
here.
What?
When I asked him last night where he found her, he wouldn't say, and she won't say where he found her either.
I mean,
You want to be in business with people who are holding information from you?
not really in business, just
No,
giving it
just
right.
trading your future and some artifact that somebody wants that nobody knows what it does. Sounds like business to me.
Doesn't seem like pertinent information, does it?
It's pertinent because I'm asking,
Well,
and
thank
you're
you for
not
asking.
telling, which makes it a lot more pertinent. It's like when somebody doesn't
Some
want to tell
people
you something,
prefer
you
to
just want to
keep.
pick a little more.
Sure, yeah. Some people prefer to keep parts of their life private. I think that's a normal thing.
Sure, but you were very open about parts of your life ordinary people would keep quiet, like the fact that you're criminals.
Well, those are kind of. I mean, look at us.
I don't judge.
Where are you from?
Around.
Okay.
Sorry, I'm not telling you mine if you don't tell me yours.
Okay.
I look at Blue with like a. Oh, I can't communicate with you telepathically anymore. I just look at Blue with like I don't know. Tell her if you want. Kind of a look.
So what are we doing today? Are
Well,
we
I'm going back to the bar where I live and work.
You are off today, just
Mm.
FYI.
Then maybe I need to go get some shopping done.
Can you tell that big eyeball man, Mr. Louie, that I say hi?
Will do. What are
Okay.
you up to today?
I look at
Seems
Rat.
like we're just hanging out with Argus for a little while he does his thing. We might go out for a little bit, but maybe do some investigating of that thing you found yesterday, Blue.
Okay.
What did you find?
I
Some
look
kind
at
of
Rat.
yeah. I just kind of like roll my eyes and I'm like, she followed someone at the bar, some kind of door. Seems to be heavily warded.
Why'd you follow somebody? That's weird.
They look sketchy.
And following him isn't also sketchy?
Sketch meets sketch.
Yeah, they're
Sketch
kind
I
of
can be very
in the business
quiet.
of sketch.
You people seem like very lovely, but also a lot of trouble.
We're not
You
trouble at
ask a
all.
lot of questions.
You are.
You're not giving a lot of answers.
I don't know you.
I like to be informed.
You can like hang out with us and then maybe like after a little while then you can be like best friends with us or something.
That could happen.
Yeah, if you want to tag along, that's cool, but just keep a low profile.
Right.
We have extra beds. But you had somewhere to sleep last night, so that's also fine.
Yeah, you're welcome anytime.
As long as I don't ask too many questions.
As long as you don't expect too many answers.
Okay. All right. I see how it is. I can work with that.
Okay, so what are we doing first? Can I open the box?
Oh, she hasn't seen what's in the box?
Oh, I have. I just want to open it. I want to see
Why?
what happens if you throw it.
Oh, I'm not gonna throw it. I It doesn't seem immediately dangerous, but
Aren't
throwing
you
things.
giving that to Dome? Like, I don't know know that you should be messing with it.
Love the
Blue's
whimsy,
Look,
looking at
but just
Rat.
not for this.
You can. I mean, Argus, what's the way that we can help you best investigate this orb, kind of figure out what it is, and do what you need to so we can get on our way.
Do you know anybody that is associated with this dome character that would know anything about it?
That's
I'm
kind of.
looking at Rat.
I just go, yeah. Dome's the one who gave us the job. He's the one who gives me all my jobs.
Oh, you didn't know?
Again, I'm not. I don't. Something I tell
Blue
people
looks
who have a knife to my throat, maybe.
I sort of just like lean on Rat a little bit and give him a playful shove, and I'm like, Rat, that's your closest associate. You gotta tell her stuff.
Blue does look like a kicked puppy.
So you don't just keep secrets from me, you keep secrets from each other too. Got it.
I mean, I'm not denying that.
Hence,
Blue doesn't ask a lot of. Well, okay, she does ask a lot of questions, but she's not upset when I don't give her answers. That's what I
although
like
she
about
seems a
Blue.
little upset right now.
Yeah, sure a lot.
Secrets though.
I do not know what this orb is. Why Dome wants it. Just seems to be something he wants. It'll pay me for. But it was supposed to be aboard that guy who got killed. And when they went to retrieve the item, it was not there anymore. So they assumed that maybe he had passed it on at some point. Uh, Big thing is they don't give a fuck about him or why he was killed. They just want the item.
well,
Therefore, I want it. I don't know anything about it. That's not my job.
well, in that case, I am going to come back to my place. I've got some other books. Could be of help. Not much. But certainly more than I've got here.
Are you
And
taking the box with you when you go?
not even with you.
Do you want
Respectfully.
one of us to go with you just in case? I can go with you just in case.
Blue, you got to lead me to the door.
I'll see
Look,
you around.
So
Oh,
it,
let's get this straight. Some guy really wants that box. The guy who is holding it is dead. We have the box now.
yeah,
And there was a shadowy figure who was looming in the bar where that guy was sitting the
yeah,
night before he was killed.
yeah.
And then Blue followed him
Uh-huh.
to a heavily locked door. And
Yeah.
you want to go
Warded.
inside.
Warded.
Well, just
Sorry.
kind of investigate, you know?
Sounds like you're looking for trouble.
Absolutely. That's 90% of what we do.
The fact that this dead man was missing eyes and had a brand on his chest doesn't seem unusual to you people.
Well, yeah,
Oh, it's
that's why we're looking
absolutely.
into it.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you,
See,
Blue.
okay,
Sure.
some people are good at doing the jobs that seem really weird and unusual. And that's us.
Goodness, that better
Uh,
myself.
Odd jobs.
Yeah,
You got it.
because they're
So
odd.
you can come with us and hang out and be part of the crew for a little while, or you can, I don't know, fuck off. Go to your home. You always have a place here. But if you want to keep asking questions, and kind of do the thing that you're doing, I'm going to ask that you leave.
So you told me to fuck off, then
Argus,
you
you're
tell me
welcome
I'm
to bring the
always
books back
welcome,
here.
and then you tell me
Yeah.
you're gonna ask me to leave. It's a mixed.
Oh, you can. Depends on what you're. It depends. Look,
It depends if I'm
you're
here to
welcome here.
fuck you.
No, absolutely not. I don't give a fuck if you do that or not. At first, I did. No, I don't know. You seem cool. You seem feisty. I like that. You got a drive to you. We could use you aboard the Ratmobile.
You're a man full of
But
contradictions.
up to you. Up to you. Argus, you can go and get your books. Bring back whatever you need to study correctly. You're also welcome to stay here for as long as you want. And if you stay here, you're actually going to be a little bit more protected because we got the orb. Last person who had it got killed. So here we're kind of secluded off. It's a little hard to get in here. You got to knock and do the whole thing. So you're pretty safe here. Yes, Blue.
I do think that one of us should go with him though to like go get his stuff just in case he gets like jumped or something.
Oh, good idea.
What this door is probably my only hope at really finding anything else. So I'll come with you to look at the door. Could be
Okay,
something
yeah, we
inside.
could use maybe somebody that knows magic things because I don't.
Oh, true. Yeah, you'd be a great help. Thank you. Freya, would you like to
Nothing
come
I'd say.
along?
You have
You got the
no
day
idea
off.
what you're walking into, do you?
No.
Absolutely not.
And you just don't care?
No, we do care. We
Yeah,
care about finding out what's behind the door.
you're so right again.
Thanks.
You are all so very young. Yes, I will come with you.
This is great. All right. Yeah. All right, everybody, come on down. Let's go.
Are we going right now?
Blue, lead the way.
Okay. How good are you guys at being quiet?
Medium.
You hear anything last night?
Ooh.
You don't want me to answer that question. I block a lot of things out. Okay.
Good thing
Well,
you do.
we're kind of gonna be by a lot of ETC stuff. So trading company ships.
Mm-hmm.
A bit restricted.
Mm-hmm.
So just keep a low profile and walk like you're supposed to be there. That's like half the trick.
Yeah. Low profile. And I flip my collar up.
At the same time, I flip my jacket inside out so it's black side instead of the neon orange side.
And I put my hand up for a high five with Blue.
Yeah.
I just
guys.
look at Argus like, are you seeing this shit?
You got anything better to do today?
This is a little bit more exciting than grocery shopping.
Okay, does anyone need like oatmeal to go? I have little tiny cups of oatmeal.
Quite full, thank you.
Also, last chance
Okay.
for using the bathroom.
Yeah, that too. Because I don't know where the bathrooms are in this.
No, I just peed his
wherever-
face, but
If that's what you do, I don't like that. It's not
There's-
how
there
women
is a
can't really
head.
do that.
There's a head right next to the galley.
Oh,
I-
you're using nautical terms.
That's right. You guys go like this.
There's a
Fuck.
severed head.
I mean,
Oh,
could
shit.
be.
you piss into the mouth of the head?
Is that what you did
Sorry.
last night?
Ooh.
No.
Okay. You
No.
all
We're going
disembark
to the door.
the Ratmobile, and Blue. The reason that you were able to get here the quickest is because you're not terribly far from. So the lower city docks are fairly close to. They're kind of like in the middle of this brawls a mile-long stretch of rock. Excuse me, about a half mile
We could
from
run that
north
in
to
under
south.
7 minutes if we were trying.
If you were trying. But there's also a lot
We're
of
not
busy
trying.
streets. And you are just like probably like about 15-20 minute walk from the north part of town where the border was. Am I frozen? Frozen again.
Uh-oh.
Oh no.
We're 15-20 minute
Who's my
walk.
boy?
What?
Okay, am I back?
Christopher, our boy.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah, can you hear
Yes.
us?
I'm gonna punch Xfinity in the mouth.
Wow.
Yeah.
Bah, bah!
You tell him, Christopher.
Xfinity, coming for you the same way I came for my property management company. Anywho, it's about 15-20 minute walk. Blue, not other B name, guides you through the busy streets of Brawl and the lower city market. And inevitably, you start to kind of spill out from the market into a much quieter area of warehouses and spots along the northern part of the low city that are largely dominated by the ETC. So you do see a fair number of guardsmen walking around in their kind of trademark uniforms, while traditional Chilean dragoons wear kind of a powder blue imperial dress uniform. ETC wear a deep navy with gold and white trim. And they kind of march through the streets. Occasionally, they give you a passing glance, but there's enough activity going around here that they don't pay you much mind at this particular juncture. You do, however, make it to the kind of gangway down past the mismatched stone and scrap metal that would lead you down the staircase around the Rock of Brawl that Blue discovered the night prior. Are you being stealthy as you do so?
Blue is.
I
I'm trying
will
my best.
Trying to.
try.
Go ahead and make your stealth checks, gang.
Where did my dice go?
Ooh.
Where did my D20 go?
16.
It's gonna be
Come
a
on,
10
Pedia.
for me.
It's a perfectly average 7.
Okay.
That is a 24 for Blue.
Nice job, Blue. Okay.
Just rogue
Blue,
things.
you lead them down quite quietly. Argus, Freya, the stairs down, wrapping around. This is not, especially Freya, this is not your, even though you're used to the rundown and kind of like seedier nature of Brawl's lower city, this is a whole new level for you. The stairs are rickety. You are quite literally walking over the vast open void of the astral sea along the edge of the Rock of Brawl. There are like empty supply crates and pieces of scrap metal. There's also quite a bit of graffiti in imperial shorthand, burned and overwritten multiple times. Make an investigation check as you go through.
All of us are just
All you can.
whatever.
19.
I also got a 19.
4.
11.
Blue, you see the familiar graffiti that you saw last night. Freya, you spot some of the graffiti as definitely being a kind of religious in nature. None of them are the symbols that you're accustomed to, but they're all like Rat. You see this as well. Like they're all edifices to different gods of the prime pantheon. In many cases, the Trinity is attempted to be like written over them, but given Brawl's diverse nature, you can tell there's quite a bit of squabbling in this particular area of graffiti. Um, Blue is kind of pushing her handle against the wall and inevitably comes to a place where she sees the graffiti that pointed her in the direction of the tunnel, which reads, "They hear gravity." And she turns you all into a tunnel that cuts into the rock itself. Um, at the far end of the, so just as a reminder, Blue, you do kind of catch the faint piece of like thread of glamour that's caught on a piece of metal that guides into the hallway. Um, You also see the shattered scrying eye on the floor, kind of in pieces across the entryway to the tunnel. At
I
the
point at the eye and then I point at Blue. And I go, basically asking if she did it. Non verbally. We're trying to. Okay.
the passage ends in a very widened alcove, about like a reinforced door, which Blue kind of goes, "See." door. It is old, like metallic plating, likely from a ship of some kind. It honestly looks familiar to some of the stuff you saw on the side of the Ratmobile. It's been retrofitted into something of a crude barrier. The seams are very clean, giving you the sense that it was recently installed. It's not old. It's definitely an active piece of infrastructure, but kind of designed to look forgotten, given that it is scrap metal. There is definitely a subtle humming and energy to the door itself, and it is inscribed with a sigil of runes in a circle around the door handle, etched in kind of a faint lavender hue. At
Can
its
I?
one
Oh,
moment, at its center, there is a faintly levitating glyph that like just kind of sits off of the door handle and rotates like a clock.
What do you make of this, Magic Boy?
yeah, I would like to Arcana check those glyphs.
Go ahead.
Should have called him Magic Mike.
That is cocked.
Nice.
Just like Freya was
It
last
is
night.
penis. That is a 23.
Okay.
No, 22. Sorry.
Alrighty. You are able to quickly kind of capture this particular runic language and understand the structure of it. It is kind of keyed in to detect any form of aggression. The door can't be beat down. If it is targeted with any like significant evocation magic or significant physical attack, it will actually just bounce the attack back at the person doing so. So it is designed to deflect damage as opposed to take it.
So, no busting this one down, I'm afraid.
Does it have like a lock for a key?
The ward is around the door knob itself, which does have a lock on it.
Okay. I'm gonna
So
take out my key, and I'm going to attempt to use it on the door.
Oh yeah, what's this key again?
It's my mystery key, which gives me a 5% chance of opening any door.
Okay. Um, so I'm going to say that as you attempt to slip the key into the keyhole, you have to pass through the rune, and as you do so, you're just kind of like, let's give this a shot, and you just jam it in there, and there's like a pulsing red color, and you are tossed backwards for 2 force damage.
That wasn't aggressive, though.
That's still a ward on the door.
Oh, I was under the impression that it was only like an attack.
No, as you do so, Argus just kind of watches as you get sent backwards. I was like, I told you that would happen. It's like
what
a
if
force field.
Okay.
Um,
what if we knock?
Would not suggest doing that.
Fucking kidding me?
No.
hey, can you get rid of this in any way? You got like a de-warding spell?
Uh, no, nothing like that.
I would
Um,
say, based on rolling a 22, Argus, you're able to note that you could theoretically disrupt the level, like because the glyph that is warding it, like is floating off of it, a sufficiently nimble handiwork could slip in behind it and pick the lock.
okay. So,
I'm just gonna start pulling pieces of metal out of my little fun buns.
let her have a go.
Is it am I gonna get blown up
He didn't
if I
get
do
blown
this?
up.
Okay.
So
I
you're
don't.
saying that like if she kind of goes like up underneath, she can kind of like
Correct. Yeah.
dexterously.
Give it a little reach around.
And
Yeah.
you could theoretically, again, based on how well you rolled, you could theoretically like just cast a bit of ward of magic to give her advantage on that by making a
Okay.
sufficiently good Arcana check.
I would like to attempt to do so. That is a dirty 20.
Okay. Blue, you can roll sleight of hand with advantage.
Okay. That is a 17.
Yes. As you kind of like watch as the ward starts to kind of like vibrate and like shift around, you see a nice little opening where you can slip your kind of hairpins into, and you hear a faint click, and the door swings
Oh,
open.
they're not hairpins. They're straight up lock picks that I store in my hair.
Got it. Straight up lock picks that you store in your hair. And you are able to enter into the room. Inside, past the door, is a very small, tight space with matte walls and a handful of vents that have been sealed shut. There is a single desk, a cot, and the left wall is flanked with gear, like lockers and some like pegboards with gear on them. Most of which, however, right now are empty and open. But there's some traces of stuff. There is also a stone on the ceiling that emits a faint red hue that both lights and warms the room because it is quite cold down here. And that is like what you see as you first enter. It's pretty tight in there.
I'm gonna start investigating that desk, see what's in there.
Okay, go ahead and make an investigation check.
Wow, wow.
He's smiling the
3.
whole.
What did you say?
I got a 3.
Yeah,
Um,
you go ahead, Fred.
no, finish.
Um, you just kind of like toss a bunch of papers around. You're like, nothing here.
Um, before we get too lost in the weeds, what exactly are we looking for here? Just information?
We're looking for what it's got to show us.
Yeah. So that guy that I followed, he disappeared behind this door, and then I didn't go any further because I wasn't sure if I could open the lock by myself, which I
Uh-huh.
couldn't because Argus helped me.
Uh-huh. Okay.
And so now we're following through.
And what do we do if that guy comes back?
Talk to him. Or something.
Push him off into the void if we have
Heavy
We
to.
could do
on
that
me
too.
or something.
Well, hopefully
Okay.
he doesn't.
Yeah.
Hopefully not.
Okay, I'm gonna look for like hidden doors, hidden passages.
Make an investigation check.
Lord help me. I can't find any. That's a 5.
You find nothing.
I will also look through the desk for I want to know what's in them documents.
Okay, yeah, go ahead and scan through the documents.
Is that an investigation check?
It is.
What if I told you I got a nat 1?
You see a lot of stuff, but none of it seems important to you. You don't know what you're looking for. You just see what you do see are like ID cards and pieces of paper, scrap paper, a lot of that stuff, but nothing like sticks out to you being relevant.
Uh, anything that looks orb related?
Not that you can see.
Yeah, is there anything spherical?
No
Yeah.
spheres in this room.
What is on the gear? What kind of gear is there?
There are some boots and leather. What are these called?
Bracers.
Van
Bracers,
bracers.
leather bracers. A lot of rope. In fact, there's 150 feet of hempen rope.
Holy shit.
There are also 2 ETC guard uniforms, um, and a make a history check there, Rat.
History 11.
A very familiar looking dark overcoat. And blue, as you're kind of like following Rat's eye line, you see it as well, and it is definitely the coat of the individual that you tailed here the night prior.
It's the guys.
Oh
I'm
shit.
gonna search its pockets.
Go
Good
ahead.
thinking, Blue.
You don't need an investigation check to pull out from the pocket. Inside the pocket is a scrap piece of paper that just writes West Docks 3A. There's a small annotation at the bottom of it that says secure if timed correctly.
What does that mean, Rat?
Where are we now? Where's the West Docks?
You're just a bit north of that. It's honestly like not terribly far from where you are right now.
Okay. Well, guess we know where we're going tonight.
how do we know it's at night? What if they're doing like a handoff in the middle of the day?
Well, it
No
says
one would
3
suspect it.
3 a like as in AM, I assume?
Or
3A?
3A
Or is
as
that a
in
location?
the slip that like the particular dock within the docks.
Yeah, you would know that it's like a location,
Oh,
not the time.
okay.
I could go
Well, I guess
scout it
you
out.
know where we're going right fucking now.
I'm gonna
We're done here.
I'm gonna I'm gonna grab one of those guard uniforms just in case.
I was also gonna grab one.
There's
You're gonna
ID
see
cards
both
on
of
the
us
desk.
taking guard uniforms.
There's ID cards on the desk. You should take those too.
Oh
Oh
shit,
hell
yeah.
yeah.
Good thinking.
Oh, this one's not blue.
Yeah, this one doesn't look like me at all.
Rat. As you look at the ID cards, they are all of the same person. So actually, all of you see that you have the exact same ID card individual in your hand. They're just for different kinds of places, and the face is immediately recognizable to you, Rat. And I will message it to you.
Oh shit, okay.
Oh.
Do I recognize them? Do I recognize them? Have
You
I
do
met them?
not. You do not.
Damn it.
There are 4 ID cards in total. They all bear the same young woman's face. And she has kind of like buzzed hair on one side and kind of pulled back into a neat bun on the other, like into a braid that falls over their left shoulder. They're the 4 card. They're not all cards. They're just like in some cases like identifying documents. So like in some cases they look like a passport. In some cases they look like a true card. Um, there is a ETC identification paperwork that bears the sigil of a courier for the Second Fleet. There is a Brawl Civic Council document auditor badge. Then there is like quite literally like a concert venue with like a lanyard and everything, and it says Holodeck Entertainment Spell Projection Coordinator. Um, and then the last card is that of a university ID badge from the Dumont Institute for a clerkship with the Research and Development Liaison.
I just kind of mumbled to myself, damn, she has been around.
Do any of us pick that up?
I don't say it that quietly. I just kind of
Yeah,
mumble
I
it.
think you hear him mumble something.
Yeah.
Friend of yours? Sorry, too many questions.
Thank you.
Maybe I can get this vent. I think I could get this vent off the wall.
Given
This vent cover.
okay. Yeah, definitely try that. And
Okay, I start taking the vent covers off.
I'm gonna look closer at these documents now.
Okay. They are welded shut, Blue, so you can make a strength check to see how capable you are of doing that.
One of Blue's background features is that she knows how to take the best way to take anything apart.
That's right. I did forget about that.
Yes.
I did forget about
That's
that.
awesome.
You
Just
would know
because
that
you know
would
how
need.
doesn't mean that
I was
you
gonna say
can.
you would know that you need a sufficiently powerful, like magical fire spell or artifact to melt this open.
Hey, Argus, do you have anything that can melt steel beams?
Yeah, I got a great spell. It's called the CIA.
Yeah.
Certainly not called jet fuel.
No jet fuel spill here,
Oh,
fortunately.
Oh,
my
here, no, I
goodness.
got it. And I take out my gun. I kind of like empty out a bunch of gunpowder into my hands.
What the fuck are you people doing?
We're getting into the vent.
Why?
Do you not
There could
care
be
if they
stuff in there.
know that you were here?
Okay,
No,
wait,
not
that's a good
really.
point. Wait. I mean, that's how
So you
long does
all
it?
think
How
this is a
dusty
bad
is?
idea?
How
I
dusty is
see.
the vent
Very,
cover?
very dusty.
Wait, Rat, I don't think there's gonna be anything in this. It looks pretty old, actually.
Yes, I think causing a random explosion is a bad idea when we're trying to be
I think maybe after we do this thing, we could come.
And I take the gunpowder and put it back into the gun. Put it back in my pocket. Wait, what, Chris, what did you say the documents were?
The
I was
documents
looking
on
at
the
those
paper,
closely.
like the identity stuff, the badges and whatnot.
Well, there's the IDs, But like you said, there's like documents and stuff too, right? Or like papers.
Yes, there are a handful of papers. All of them are written in the Chidonian imperial script. So they're written in common, but they're written in like code. You don't necessarily understand them. It's just
Okay.
like a bunch of. There's a lot of the ones that you do understand. There are ship manifests and circled arrival times and departure times, um, and make an investigation check to determine what you might be able to glean from them.
I was gonna say, do we see West Dock 3A on there?
I got 18.
Yeah, you'd be able to tell that these are very likely like legalized smuggling. This is definitely something that you've
Legalize it.
this is definitely something that you've heard of, where like the ETC deals in things that even the Empire doesn't want them dealing in order to turn a profit, and that they are definitely like using legitimate ships and legitimate traders to smuggle additional things across the Empire, including based on ship manifests to the Hull Dominion.
Ooh,
Mm.
naughty, naughty.
You also took some more time to look at the uh, identity documents, and they are definitely all forgeries in an attempt to like gain access to different things. You get the sense that if any of them are real, it might be the Elysian Trading Company courier packs. In the Dumont Institute Padfolio, there is a business card um, that reads it's a business card for Theorem and Thread, arcane tailoring for exceptional minds. And written on the back of the card is inquiries by appointment only through the brass door, low market. Written in a very familiar handwriting to you.
To me?
Yes, like you recognize
No,
the handwriting.
it's
Oh,
familiar to
the
you.
handwriting
Yeah,
is. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
What's the name on these IDs? Is it all the same or is it different names?
They are all different names.
Hmm.
That's how you know
She
I'm
they're
looks.
gonna.
fake.
She seems pretty. Do you think I could use these if I just colored over it with blue?
So,
Probably not.
blue, her skin is fairly blue. It's just not as blue as yours.
I could. You think I could use this if I just added more blue?
Uh, Probably not. I just take all the IDs and kind of pocket them, as well as the documents, and just everything that's there. I put into the pad folio or whatever. I put it into my pocket. Just kind of like generally taking everything that's there.
Hey,
I
Rat, are
go.
you concerned that they might come back and know that they got their stuff stolen?
I hope they do.
Okay. Should we leave their coat though? That kind of seems rude to take their coat.
Oh yeah, no, they can have the code.
Okay, cool. That seems kind of mean to like take their.
Well,
Are we going to the other
yeah,
dock?
yeah, we're going to
Okay.
that place for sure.
Are you guys still coming with us? You can
Didn't
go back if you want. But
didn't really get anything helpful here, so might as well.
Yeah, this is exciting.
insight check.
I just say, glad you're having fun.
9. She thinks it's exciting.
Well, it depends. Like, do you
Okay.
If
mean
it
that,
was
Freya?
boring, I wouldn't stay with you.
We do a lot of weird shit like this, a lot of exciting stuff.
Sometimes we just sit around and wait for a really long time, though. That part's boring. Usually,
Sure.
Rat makes me do the waiting and sitting around.
That's true, I do.
Sometimes I'll make up little stories in my head, though, to pass the time. It's great.
Yeah, you shouldn't be doing that as much.
What?
Don't make up little stories. Don't do sleepy time story time.
No sleepy time stories while I'm awake.
Okay. You all leave the kind of underlevel subterranean safe room behind, and you know the path
I
to.
relock it on the way out.
Got it. You know the path to the West Dock 3A is fairly close. It cuts through kind of the infrastructure of the low city. Again, more dominated heavily by the ETC, as well as some similar warehousing and shipping businesses that attempt to compete mainly among the ashen-free cities. But they've clearly all been, given how many empty warehouses there are, you're very quickly getting the sense that the ETC has driven out quite a bit of the local business, which you're all familiar with. This area is not really built for pedestrians. It's barely lit and has long since been abandoned by the official maintenance and management of the city, of which the Low City gets very little of to begin with. It does inevitably cut down into something of an undercity under the main, like kind of like crisscross of the low market. So you can actually hear the streets above kind of alive with merchant calls and people shouting and hawking. But down here, it's more maintenance and conduit lines, flickering runes, um, the scent of stale steam. Like very, this is clearly where like dock technicians and maintenance workers on the underbelly of ships, because as you start to walk, you could see the undersides of some vessels that you've clearly pulled into dock. So you're in dock stations now, and you're just passing on a secondary lower level of them. There is like a lot of posters that peel from the walls, kind of curling with age. Um, you know, Wizards for Hire, dual schedules. There are some recent posters of the C9 races that are occurring in the area, and there are also some very old, like early, like Chiedonian patriotic slogans that have now since been painted over. And you get the sense that at one point, like Chiedon Empire was attempting to get the Rock of Brawl into the fold. As you wind deeper and around the bend of the docks, the natural gravity does start to feel a little weird. You feel very light, much lighter as you get closer to the outskirts of the docks where larger ships are in tow, which are almost always ships of the Elysian Trading Company. Eventually, however, you do reach an access junction labeled L7 Subduct Corridor, Dock 3A, maintenance only. Um, that is particularly old, but there is a kind of field tag, like a piece of paper that's been like hastily glued over it with the symbol of the Elysian Trading Company.
Does somebody want to put on? Are there hard hats? Any hard hats laying around? You said this is a maintenance area.
Yeah, make an
Any hard
investigation
hats
check.
laying around?
Dude, we need some hard hats and high vis vests. It can't get you in anywhere.
That's a 12.
There's definitely some scrapper material and maintenance worker attire lying around. It is very old though. Like it
I
was
just
left here
flip my
for a reason.
jacket back so that it's orange side out. I don't know if somebody wants to put on a guard uniform just in case. We got two.
Uh, who here looks the most out of place? I look at Freya.
Or do we want a full stealth? Do we want to try to sneak
And
in
you
there, or
think I'd
like
look better as
try
a
to sneak
guard?
in there, but like try to like be good at the pretending that we're supposed to be there?
Yeah.
Okay, we're doing that one. Okay.
Wait, what?
Are we going in there dressed pretending to be people or sneaking in?
I feel like we you know, if she had some guard uniforms, I feel like that's probably the best way to go about it.
Okay. Well,
Right?
I'll pretend to be a maintenance person because I've got tools and stuff
Sure, yeah, you've got
and
tools.
this really cool coat.
Do you people think this is actually being used for maintenance?
No, but it's a
Freya,
good excuse in case we get caught.
Freya, put on this uniform, please.
You want me to wear a military uniform?
Yeah.
Well, you don't really. Argus looks like he fits in more than you, and he's wearing a full face of makeup.
Will it fit?
Uh,
You could tie it and cinch it in such a way where at least like is form fitting enough.
Better idea. I pull out my instrument of the Vards and cast invisibility on myself.
Oh shit.
Looks like you two are
Oh.
the guards.
Guess I'll take it.
Yeah, I give the other to Argus, and I dress myself up as also a guard.
Okay. You two, so they're a little bit big on you, Argus, but you're able to, again, similar to. Am I frozen? Okay. You're able to
Nope, you're
similarly
good.
kind of cinch it and tie it up so that it is somewhat form fitting. And you do somewhat, both of you look the part of trading company enforcers. Um, the door in front of you into the warehouse proper, so like the way, again, you're kind of going up into the warehouse versus kind of coming up from the lower levels of the maintenance docks. And it is unlocked.
Let's go.
All
Yeah,
right.
just walk right in.
The four of you, one of you hidden, walk in. The warehouse itself, as you kind of walk up the stairs, is pretty eerily clean. Recently cleared. There is a large volume of like stacked boxes and crates that make it difficult to kind of see through exactly what's happening. But I will have you make a perception check.
All of us?
18.
19.
All of you who are walking up, yeah.
Perception 14.
15.
All right, all of you are able to see pretty well that there is a cargo sled, steam powered, that kind of idles nearby slowly, kind of purring a bit in just not active but on and ready to be moved, which is surprising. That typically means that somebody is around to manage them. There is also like kind of arcane lights on overhead. Um, Excuse me. You do, however, see kind of, rather, you hear them before you see them. You can hear a very metallic, raspy voice talking on the far side of the warehouse, and then kind of perched up on stack of like very neatly crafted barrels and crates, kind of swinging their legs out side to side and twisting a metal arm and like jimmying with it on a suck, like there's kind of like a a pump where the elbow would be, and they're kind of jimmying with it. They are wearing the official uniform of the ETC enforcers that you all now wear, and they catch sight of you walking up the stairs. Clasp. Captain Clasp. So what are you all doing here? And he kind of like jumps up from his position and like stands up and starts to dust off his uniforms. What are you doing here?
Just routine inspections.
Uh, uh, what's your name?
Yeah. Do I know what the ETC, like what the rankings are like here?
You're wearing an
Like, are there
enforcer. You're wearing the same
captains?
uniform this guy is. So you would know you're wearing an enforcer's uniform.
Okay, I assume that there's captains in this. I go, Captain Clasp.
Captain Clasp. Captain Clasp, get over here now. And wheeling in on a single moving wheel, like a gyrosphere, on a pole, is a very like metallic warforged individual with spindly arms but a broad chest, and slung over this kind of like chrome black plating that he has, which is etched with the silver ETC insignia over the chest plate, is a large rifle that is kind of like hooked into the back of his body, and he comes like rolling around the boxes and halts up near, and there's like a light where his mouth is that blinks as he talks. This berth is under control and contractual authority of the Elysian Trading Company. Captain Clasp speaking. State your purpose or retract your presence.
My name is Shank, Officer Shank, and
That
I
is not
am
what he
here.
just said, sir. This man just claimed to be Captain Clasp, which leads me to believe that they are fruiters. The other,
What?
another enforcer comes around the corner. They're called fraudsters, you fucking idiot. Fraudsters. I meant
are you
fraudsters.
daft? No, absolutely not. I was saying Captain Clasp as in requesting him to come forward.
Is
I'd
this
like to talk to him.
is this true? No, sir. I heard him. He said my name. I asked him, state your name, and he said, my name is Captain Clasp. And I said,
I did not
that's,
say my name is.
He didn't
All he
say that
said
at all.
is
I just said Captain Clasp.
you can
Yeah,
make a,
everyone says.
you can make a persuasion check with advantage.
I'm just smiling there.
19.
Okay. Sorry, 1 second. Okay. Clasp kind of turns towards the individual. Take a walk out back. This does not explain
He's gonna get
what.
shot.
This does not explain
gonna
what you
kill
are
him.
doing here or who you are. State your name and ranks for the record. And you are not of the Elysian Trading Company. As they look at you, Blue.
Hi. Emergency inspector. Well, kind of. I'm a step in for somebody else that was here, but I'm just making sure that everything's
I carry very specific
kind of just
command
really.
protocols, and none of those protocols have included the inclusion of an inspection. Is this a test?
She's new. She's lost her uniform. It's her first day. We gave her the uniform. She immediately lost it. Uh,
It is
don't be too
highly
hard.
unlikely.
I'm not good at
it's really a piece of
organization, but
work.
I'm good at making sure things aren't falling apart because
It
I
is
can.
highly
Yeah.
irregular and highly unlikely that the Elysian Trading Company would send new hires to this location on this date, given the severity of the incident that we are here for.
It is unlikely, but given the severity of the incident, is exactly why we are here. Heard
And
you needed backup.
what incident would that be?
Well, we were sent to ask you about it. We don't know anything about it so far.
Make a deception check.
Okie dokie.
Is Freya just watching this be like these
Freya is
idiots?
invisible watching this going, holy shit, they're all gonna die.
12.
This is highly irregular, and we are told not to speak of this endeavor with the strictest scrutiny, and only to receive one individual, not three.
Oh, I
You
can
must make
go if you
yourself
guys need to
scarce immediately, and I will have the names and ranks of the two of you.
I
My
can.
name's Shank, Enforcer Shank, and this is Enforcer Stab, pointing to Argus, and this is Blue.
Hi.
Blue has no rank despite it being her first day.
Well, Junior Inspector Blue.
There are no inspectors in the Elysian Trading Company. We leverage third-party outside vendors. Enforcer
She's
Drake,
the rookie.
sequester them. The
What?
other enforcer is going to come up and immediately place a hand on you, Blue. Kind of like
Oh
roughly
man.
on your shoulder.
I quickly shuffle through my pockets, and I'm going to take out one of the IDs that I stole, and I'm just gonna be like, I'm just gonna take it out and show it to him, and be like, "Do you know her?"
Clasp kind of tilts their head, scans it. Eliminate them. And is
Oh
going
shit!
to hold
Oh.
the rifle off of their back and point it at you as you all will roll initiative. But before that occurs, Blue, As you see Clasp kind of take the rifle off of their back, and you hear the words "eliminate them," the enforcer Drake grabs your shoulder very roughly, and you feel like this twinge of pain, and you start to kind of like grimace as it happens, and you feel this like weird metallic humming and then a vibrating beneath the skin, and you kind of like double over and you look down and you see like you get your goosebumps up and down your your arm, and as you're kind of like giggling and saying like hi I'm blue, you feel like this kind of like passion and like happiness just die a little bit, and there's a surge of heat in your chest as you look back up and see the Elysian Trading Company's uniform. And for a moment, the colors around you just kind of fracture for a moment. Everything becomes really sharp contrast. And you look down and you see the Imperial sigil behind the Elysian Trading Company's crest on their jacket. Uh, and the rest of you just see as Blue's hands just like twist into a fist, and the light kind of the twinkle in her eye just fades just a little bit.
Is this baby going sicko mode?
Her eyes lose the softness a little bit, um, and she just lets out a quick "Do not touch me," and all passion in the voice is gone. It's cold and distant, and it sounds like someone who has seen too much, laughed too little, and steady. And Blue, you just kind of look down at your arm, and you feel this really undeniable like sensation of confusion. And then their knives are out. And
What
that
the fuck?
is where we will end tonight's session. We thank you for tuning in to another edition of Nat20Hot. We appreciate you through our slightly technical difficulties, and look forward to seeing you not next Wednesday, but sometime in the not so distant future, which we will post about. Oh, wait for it. Wait
On
for
our
us.
website, right?
Wait for us to
Yeah.
stream. And you can catch this episode, the previous episode, and every episode from our first campaign on youtube.com/@nat20hot. And we look forward to seeing you with regularity on Wednesdays at 8 Eastern, 7 Central. But just give us a little bit of breathing room and courtesy over the next couple weeks as we have some things we got to do. Thank you all. Have a great night, a great week. And as always, see you later, Space Cowboys.
Space Cowboys.
Bye bye,
See you later,
Space
Space
Cowboy.
Cowboy.
My space cowboy.